asking for permission in a beggar's line. Cause of who I be and check out how I tend to mine. I got a partner who don't eat no pork at dinner time, but let you act like you gon' ever hurt or injure mine. He have your woman, and that's by dinner time. I keep my eyes on glory till the devil get behind. Now bear in mind the devil made me offers I decline. We not aligned, not combined, I am not confined to any wicked system that these demons have designed. They frame a mind and have you salty as a bacon rind. I'm trying to mastermind how to help out humankind. I'm open mind, but I do not walk with none aligned. My state of mind is to keep a piece of peace.
Something we've only seen less than a handful of times since this franchise was born back in the 90s, and that's Jacksonville hosting in the playoffs as we welcome you to TIAA Bank Field. Coming up, it's the final game of Wild Card Weekend, and we've got a good AFC matchup in store between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC wildcard game. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. They go play action here on first down. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. They'll wind up losing 8 on the sack there, and it's second down.
How about the defense there trying to set the tone on the very first play of the game?
Yeah, there's a little bit of a glow here tonight because they brought the heat right out of the gate. What a good job establishing a tone for this one.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They're going to look to throw. Under pressure, and they got to him again. He couldn't get away. He'll wind up losing a dozen yards, a 12-yard loss, and it brings up third. After the sack, they'll come up now 3rd and long.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see them run the ball here just to try and get some space.
And indeed, that's what they'll do as they run it here. And some room to maneuver. Well, they did go run, so you were right. Maybe a little more breathing room for 4th down.
Well, no one wants to be accused of playing it safe, right? But instead, they would just reverse it and say, we're playing it smart.
On 4th down, on is Colby Wadman now to punt. Jamal Agnew is deep to return it. A very good return that time. 18 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Lawrence will throw. And connecting here with DJ Shark. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45.
I don't care who you put on him, he's going to be a handful in one-on-one throws.
Yeah, right now, you're right. They're in man-to-man. Maybe needs some safety help.
I would say that'd be a good idea. Double team him somehow. I'm going to have to make someone else beat me rather than let him shred my defense.
X3, 218, jump. Hey, box drop.
So they'll throw on 1st down with Lawrence. Oh, it stays up. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
They certainly thought they had him surrounded and probably thought they were going to get him on the ground and get the sack, but he was able to elude that. And even though it threw it incomplete downfield, if you're a defensive back, you're loving the pressure that you're seeing from your front.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Lawrence. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Lawrence. And Anderson's got it. Oh, breaks a tackle, and he's got an alley. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Yeah, boy, CD, it's one thing to watch a great run, but when it's a great run with broken contact, it's like a cherry on top. That was a nice play.
And that, in a nutshell, shows you what this guy's made of. I mean, most guys in the NFL just can't do that. He absorbed the contact, refocused himself, and made a break for the end zone.
And the next-gen stats shows us the tale of how much yardage he was able to pick up after the initial contact.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 32-yard line.
Now Lawrence.
It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. 3 yards the gain there, 2nd down.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
No. 60 out now. Check 26, check 26. Topper.
Again, it's Lawrence.
Letting one go deep for the end zone. And this is caught. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him. And he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's a big-time play right there.
So 1st and goal and an opportunity for our first points in this wild card game.
Etienne.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Jacksonville.
Travis Etienne. Fine work there on the touchdown run. And the Jaguars will strike first here in this wild card matchup.
Point after by Lambeau, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They've been a come-from-behind team all year. They'll need to do it again as they trail early in this wild card game. And the drive starts with a completion left side. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5. They'll set up a throw. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
So in Jacksonville territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Good running right there, and this is a man who was a 1,000-yard rusher in the regular season, so you know he's going to get his chances, and he picks up nice yardage on that one.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. The play-action fake. They'll look to throw.
Well, I'm not sure he saw the linebacker there as that's batted down and incomplete.
I spotted man coverage on the outside. I expect we'll see a lot of that from this defense as this game moves on. And that was a good job there as that one was knocked away.
They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. He'll look to throw. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And the return here is stopped at the 35-yard line.
Well, he had to fit that into a pretty tight window over the middle. And, Charles, I think they were in zone defensively, weren't they?
They certainly were. Nice read on your part. And sometimes the quarterback isn't fooled between zone and man. Sometimes just fooled by the type of zone that he sees. Because oftentimes those linebackers will vacate and run downfield with receivers. In this case, he played a pure zone and was in the wrong spot for the QB.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And certainly they'll be hoping to hit pay dirt like they did on the last drive. Got the football back, so a chance to go up 2 scores.
And they haven't been tentative at all in this ball game because sometimes you start a game with your script to try and get information out of the opposing defense. How will they play you in certain situations? Sometimes.
And that's caught inside the 35. And he takes this in the red zone all the way inside Denver's 15. It's a big play for the Jaguars.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a 1st down in the red zone. A quick throw complete to Chark. And he takes this down to about the 2 before going out of bounds. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the 1st down completion. Defensively, they're going to have to do something about him in a hurry because that last catch puts him over the 100-yard mark. We haven't even hit the 2nd quarter yet.
And you did say they'd have to do it in a hurry. It has to be right now because as his confidence grows, it'll actually overwhelm the defense. No matter what they do, he'll feel like they can't stop him.
On 2nd down, a run with Etienne.
And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this 1st quarter. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. Lawrence on the sneak, and he'll get in. He's over for the touchdown. Trevor Lawrence keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And it's good to make it 14-0. Here's Lambeau out to kick this one away.
A couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game?
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. They'll run it with Williams. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Akeem Hicks that time on the tackle.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. He'll drop to throw. This one swung out to Williams. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. A good way there to have him bounce back from the interception last drive. Something underneath, a little bit of rhythm going.
I know the best ones in the league have supreme confidence, but every now and then you need a little booster, don't you? This is their way of protecting him and bringing him back, and then they'll turn him loose later, I would think.
They'll look to throw here. He's letting this one go for Fuller. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Picked off at the 12. And it's a good return here as he'll get all the way up close to the 35. And Charles, you know, it seems like sometimes when you fall down early, there can be a tendency there to try and get it all back in one fell swoop. And that time, that thinking leads to an interception.
And I believe you brought up a really good point there, Brandon, because you're trying to force plays, right? You're trying to get all back in one shot, just as you mentioned there. And you know you're going to need some big plays to get back into the game. But ultimately, you really can't force what isn't there.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Here's 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence. That is caught by Anderson. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 32 yards.
Big plays always wind up being a big theme as we get rolling in these playoffs, and the defenses that can avoid giving them up, but they're the teams that tend to go far. You may not eliminate those big plays, but if you can limit them, then you've got a chance to get to the ultimate game.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped.
And what a nice example there of a tight end doing exactly what he needs to do. How about how he worked his way to the outside, made sure he secured the catch, and then anything after that, we count that as a bonus. And indeed, he gets enough for the first down.
Now Lawrence on 1st down. Got his man, it's caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Devin Duvernay
There to make the grab. And the Jaguars continue to show why it pays to play at home in the postseason as they add on to their lead. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that makes the score 21-0. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half. Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll set up to throw. And there is Amari Cooper, his first catch. And finally out of bounds down near the 10-yard line. A huge play there for Denver. We know he's good at catching the football, but then after the catch, he's got escapability. Not only that, he's got some toughness as well, because you know he's coached very hard to make sure he battles through, breaks tackles, and then they finish with, but don't fumble the football. Now a first down carry. It's Williams. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. What a difference a play makes. A huge step forward and now a small step back as he loses a yard or two. Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. They'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he checks this one down to Williams. And he goes backwards here, losing yardage back to the 16. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Josh Allen drops him for a loss of 12, and it also brings up 4th down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And McManus able to put it through, and the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So they do get the 3 points before they hit halftime, something to build on maybe. Yeah, go ahead and raise the banner, right? Wave the flag. That's good. Got points, and now, as you said, they've got something to build on as they get ready for the second half. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive. And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity. Second and 10. A shotgun snap and again to ETN. A first down and more, ETN. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. He's obviously a bit of a shorter running back. Sometimes when he goes up the middle like that, he gets lost in there and then he pops out for 10, 20 yards.
I actually asked NFL linebackers if that was true. Do you actually lose sight of some of the smaller running backs? And all of them confirmed that that can be a problem. Think of it this way. Two of the top running backs in NFL history, Emmitt Smith, Barry Sanders, both 5'10".
They go play action now. Lawrence. To the right side, and he's got Landry complete. They'll contain him to just 4. Second down. Vision and speed, two of the attributes that you might say are important for a free safety, and we saw both in evidence there.
And you can just see that whole play developing. That's where, as a defender, you just lock in on your target and say, I'm not even thinking about breaking stride. I'm running straight for the belt buckle, because where it goes, that's where you find his body, and he was able to get in there and make a great play.
Well, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked off near the 29. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Bronco defense has a touchdown. And we'll see if that pick six looms large as this game continues, because we've seen plays like that alter a lot of playoff contests over the years.
I would agree with that totally. And you often think to yourself, why do they alter it so much? Because after games, don't we hear coaches and players say, well, one play doesn't usually determine the outcome? But I don't think that's really true, do you? Because there's times when we see plays like that, and all of a sudden the momentum jumps to that team side, it deflates the other side, and they never pick it back up. And then things really go from there, don't they?
That's the thing for me. We talk about momentum changes. A play like that is the ultimate momentum change. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And with a 2-score lead already, they may just look to get this thing to the locker room. Throwing after the interception, Lawrence. And Sharp calls it in. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
On first down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
And I could see the officials kind of looking at each other down there, silently wondering, does this meet the level of grounding? Fortunately, he did have a receiver in the area, but I have seen less obvious throwaways called as penalties.
So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read that you have. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Lawrence will throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. So we're at halftime in this AFC wildcard matchup. As we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando, that's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports halftime report.
Plenty of adjustments likely being made by both teams in their respective locker rooms. To find out who advances to the divisional round, let's get you back out to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This taken in at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Jaguars take over first and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they're in the position they expected to be in. They've got the lead, home crowd behind them, and they're looking toward making that next step in these playoffs.
And I think a key for them is to put together some good, long, extended drives. Work to run it a little more with that big offensive line. I'm not saying get away from throwing the football. That's still working. But if they run it more effectively, they may get even bigger plays in the passing game.
Throwing again on second down. Lawrence. And it's incomplete.
That's a nice job there because you've got to play the ball, not the man when in coverage. That'll keep you away from a lot of needless penalties, and he's able to knock that one away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Lawrence to throw. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their defense did its job by forcing the punt to start things out. And now, Charles, can the offense get in gear?
I think, partner, you can sense them saying, okay, the first half was theirs, but now let's get the momentum back on our side. We forced a punt.
And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll run on first down. It's Williams, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. They'll drop to throw. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. It's the former Patriot Devin McCourty. And they'll set up shop right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Well, this defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. They'll try and set up the screen to ETN. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. So it goes as a completed pass, but they lose a full 5 yards. So now they operate back from their side of the field here, 2nd and long.
Hey, Charlie.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. He'll be brought down by the Broncos. It's a sack. Chandler Jones, credit him with a sack as he buries him for a loss of 10. So now after the sack of Lawrence, the Jags looking at a 3rd and long. Now Lawrence on 3rd and long. Escaping the pressure right. And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. That scramble good for 13 yards, but not good enough for a first down. It's 4th. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Josh Allen showing his strength and quickness there, a loss of 4. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. Looking to throw. Under pressure, they got him again. Akeem Hicks, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Back-to-back sacks have this place in a frenzy as they line up again 3rd and long now. Back to throw here. He's got it to Williams. And they're able to bring him down at the 20. Well, they'll get 15, but that won't be nearly enough. It's 4th down.
I don't know how many times, not just in my playing career, but you and I working together, have we ever heard a coach say, I just don't have that play on my call sheet. And that's really what we had here. That was a big hole they were trying to get out of.
Yeah, big gain, still a ways to go, though. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. This crew had to punt last time they had the ball, but when you've got a lead like this, you content to play the field position game?
You are to an extent, especially if you like your defense.
And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Able to get there and pick it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. When I looked down, he was kind of shaking his head right after he threw that pass. What did you see?
Well, from a defense's perspective, anytime you have your eyes back towards the quarterback, you're in a position to make a play on the ball, whether it's a big-time play by you or an overthrow by the quarterback. You have a much better opportunity.
He'll buy some time right, and he wisely will throw that one away.
I think we can all understand what they're thinking right now. They take over the ball in field goal range after the turnover, so they've got that in their hip pocket. But they've got to go for the end zone and turn this into bigger points. Their thinking is a touchdown is really what they should get from starting here. Getting 3 points at the end of this drive, that would feel disappointing.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. They'll set up the screen. This is Williams. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Well, speed is definitely a calling card if you play quarterback in this league, and he does a terrific job there of hustling in quickly to make the play. Well, good field position to start the drive, but under the gun now here on 3rd and 8. They're going to look to throw. Going for it all. And oh no, it's incomplete. Well, it's a touchdown if he holds on, but somehow took his eyes off of it, falls to the ground, and brings up 4th down. The kick by McManus is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. So 3 points, maybe not a grand prize at this stage, but it does get them back within 1 score.
It certainly does, because now they stay within shouting distance, so that means everyone on your sideline stays engaged in this game. They know they still have a shot.
And out a little across the 25 to the 27.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Now the throw downfield is taken in by his running back. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A big play that time through the air. 30 yards. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10.
Hey, Wahoo!
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Caden Stearns. And the Broncos are going to get the football back as time will run out in this 3rd quarter of play. Back now in Jacksonville. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Looking for Cooper. That's complete. 3 yards the gain there. 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw another example of it there. The Broncos on 3rd down. They're struggling. 0 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 7. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And they move this all the way down to the 9. It's a big play there for the Broncos. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They will zoom. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Josh Allen able to drop him that time for his 2nd sack of the evening. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing 2nd and a bundle. He'll look to throw. He's got his big tight end, Fant. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
This is a big play in this wild card matchup facing 3rd and goal. Now back to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
How about this defense? They came up with a couple big plays in this sequence, and none better than the one right there, forcing the incompletion and bringing up fourth down.
Oh, this ball hangs out to the right. It's no good, and this score will stay right where it is.
Everything looked good. Good snap, good hold. Sometimes, though, the ball just doesn't want to go where you want it, and this one winds up no good.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And this a very important drive leading in the fourth quarter of this wild card game. But this one far from over as they start out here first down. A pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple.
Brandon, you know how many times we've done games, and at the start of the fourth quarter, we see both teams hold up the four fingers, fourth quarter is ours. Well, how about this drive? You saw the four fingers for a 4-minute offense, and this offensive line has really hunkered down and established themselves.
Now, this is where they say, put the game on our shoulders, we'll lead the way, right?
No doubt about it, and let me tell you, if you're a running back, all you want to do is get behind those big fellas, have a little vision, and find some space.
And a solid way to do that on the first play of the drive there.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's first and 10. From the shotgun, Lawrence. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
So now second and 10 after the incompletion on first down. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he'll get this up to about the 40. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession. So they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
Lawrence on third down. And he'll air this one deep for Anderson. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. He is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 33 yards.
Well, dialing up that play call certainly meant that he grabbed a little extra shot of courage on that one, because normally on 3rd and short, you're just trying to move the sticks, get the ball just past that line of scrimmage. Instead, they take the big shot downfield, and it pays off.
On 1st and 10, it's Etienne. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Jaguar football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a way to get this one to the finish line. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. And quickly, we're going to get another stop here with 1:54 left as they call the timeout defensively.
Jacksonville, 1st and 10 at the 16-yard line.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. On the counter, Etienne. And they'll lose yardage here. Knocked back to the 19-yard line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here's a give to Etienne. The second down play, not much better than the first, just a gain of 1 there. Now a timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down. Here's a running play now with Chark, and that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. Now the Broncos will use their 3rd and final timeout as they get the stoppage with just over a minute to go in the game. The kick by Lambo is good, and that will bump the lead up to 11. Well, he was a spectator for much of this game. This is his first field goal opportunity of the entire contest, but he's able to connect.
Yeah, he had a pretty good seat to this one, didn't he? But let's face it, all kickers that you and I know, they want to contribute. They want their opportunity, and he seized his.
The Broncos take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they have to feel like they missed on an opportunity for points last time when they couldn't connect on that short field goal try.
And no doubt about it, because they were counting on those points. In today's NFL, let's face it, that's really a chip shot, right?
That's anything inside 40.
Yeah, they're counting on that going through the post. But we've seen it happen to teams before. Some of the best kickers in the world can miss kicks like that. Can they come back now and redeem themselves?
Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And this one almost intercepted. Far too loose with the football. Nearly a 4th pick of the ball game.
They'll probably spend a little extra time dissecting the game film after this one. I think that part of their plan was to hit them over the top of the deep ball. They've been unsuccessful all night.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Gets this to Fant. And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
Back to throw again. Completes it to Fant on the right side. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. This one swung out to Williams. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. From the 35, back to work on 2nd and 4. He's airing it out for Williams. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, 4th quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now they face a 3rd down and 4 after that incompletion on 2nd down. One final shot. They'll look to throw. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And this is intercepted. And that should do it. Picked up by Andre Sisco. And the Jags come up with a late turnover. But it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Their season ends here. A tough way to go out.